ELO hell is defined as a situation where more skilled players and their rank are dragged down because of poor teammates, aka the absolute brainlets that you find in CSGO matchmaking. It's a situation that a ton of players seem to be stuck on, so today we're going to talk about the best method to escaping ELO hell, whether in Silver, Gold Nova, Face It, or whatever it may be. So be sure to leave a comment telling me what rank you're stuck at now, and if you're in the 90% of people that are not subscribed to my channel yet but still watch my videos. So please be sure to sub if you are in that 90%. I would greatly appreciate it, as we are getting close to 16k subs and on the road to 20k. So if you guys enjoy my CSGO videos, be sure to do that. But for now, let's get right into the video. So there can be a lot of reasons that you're stuck in ELO hell. Maybe you don't have a good queue of people to play with, maybe your opponents are better, or maybe you're just getting tilted at your teammates too much. Let's first talk about how you, whether in a 5-stack or solo queuing, can improve your win rate, or at least your own performance in games. Everyone knows how to play maps like Mirage, Dust 2, and Cache, and if you queue these maps, you can very easily get pug stomped by people worse than you, just because everybody knows basic nades on the map and the general idea of how to rotate and play. It makes it tough to have a great win rate on maps like this, just because you can get beat by people a lot worse than you. Now, if we compare these maps to something like Overpass, Train, Nuke, maybe some Vertigos and Infernos as well, you're gonna need some actual strategy and teamwork to win. And unlike Mirage, Dust 2, and Cache, you can't just run at people to win the game. So what I'm trying to get at is, preferably if you're in a 5 queue, you should definitely play maps that require some more teamwork and aren't just running around and pugging if you feel like you're stuck in the same rank and not winning as many matches as you should. Obviously, you are going to have to take the time to learn some basic smokes and strategies on these maps, but I mean, there's a million videos on YouTube that cover stuff like that, like Vu CSGO for example makes some really good videos covering smokes and when to actually use them, not just a bland smoke tutorial, and I've made a lot of videos like this as well, because you actually need to know when you should use smokes, understand when to throw them, whether in a fake or an execute, and not just throw the smoke randomly and not do anything off it, which actually seems to be like a huge problem from my experience playing with my friends who are like Gold Nova and Silver, and just other people at lower ranks in general. So changing up your map pool can be a great start to not only winning more games to get out of ELO hell, but actually learning how to play the game instead of just running at people without any real strat in mind. Playing with a team can really help you with this. Having people you know you can rely on is obviously a huge advantage in matchmaking, but you gotta make sure you're doing the right plays. Watching pro matches or FPL players pugging is a great way to learn stuff like this, like when you should fall back, when you should go for aggressive peeks, how to actually go for aggressive peeks, and what to do when you have the man advantage or when you're a man down. All things that newer CS players that may be stuck in lower ranks may not take advantage of or even really understand properly. Just spending time watching your own demos and noticing how the enemy plays and what you're doing wrong will help your performance as well. Even just taking note of what happens when you throw a smoke, how the enemy responds, what you can abuse based off that is another great way to get map control and ideally win more games based off that, or at least be a better communicator. Learning your own playstyle and how to counter the enemy is really just the beginning of how to get out of ELO hell. There's only so far your performance can get you, but before we get into a bit more team play and how to actually communicate properly, let's take a moment to step away from this ELO hell and talk about our sponsor for this video, CSGO Selly. CSGO Selly is a great way to sell your skins for real cash. They have the best instant sell prices compared to competitors by far, so if you're in the need of a quick buck, this is the way to go. Not to mention they have 13 different cash out options ranging from crypto, worldwide bank transfer, PayPal, or pretty much anything you need to withdraw money, so it's super easy to withdraw. So be sure to check out CSGO Selly, link at the top of the description. But for now, let's get back into the video. Nade management and using nades to take map control, isolate opponents, and flash them out of position are extremely important to winning games. Once again, these are some things you'll learn just by playing the game and watching pros play. But something you need to understand is how to use nades around your team. You need to be a good communicator to win games in CS. Sometimes you're gonna have to take the initiative and be the IGL, and I don't just mean that by calling go A or go B. You have to actually understand why you're calling a strat. Don't just run at a site altogether at the beginning of a round. You have tons of time to work around and just get a pick, and then group up if you have the man advantage. Or if you've been paying attention to where players go on CT side, you can nade them out of position, lurk on them and catch them out, or just ask your team something like, where do the A players play and how can we counter this? What nades can we use to flush them out of positions with the nades you have that round? It's just simple things like this that people stuck in ELO hell or just lower ranks in general may not take into consideration, but once you learn them, you're gonna actually get into a routine of just constantly paying attention to what the enemy does and just being a better player. But another reason you could be stuck in your rank is just because of your god-awful teammates, which in that case, if you're solo queuing, pay attention to your teammates that know smokes, know how to communicate, or just stand out from the others because they're just flat out good at the game. Queue with them and you'll hopefully have a much better time ranking up and having somebody to rely on, because I do have to admit, some of the teammates in CS are just flat out idiots in all honesty and don't listen. But the good ones are there, and just pay attention, add them after the game, or just invite them to play. But yeah, besides that, I hope this video does help you get out of ELO hell. Queuing with people and just understanding the basics that I went over will really help you in game if you take the time to learn them and pay attention to how the pros play. So be sure to subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy this video, and leave a comment telling me the map that you want to learn to play. I'll try to give you guys some helpful tips. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.